Down in Cardiff at the weekend, there was a young kid on the undercard, had another win, his fourth win, and in the corner was his father. Now, I was trying to work out how many of his father's fights I'd been at, and I sort of stopped counting after about 20 odd. Anyway, we were meant to get this guy on last week, and something went wrong and we didn't get him. Between the two of us, things go wrong quite a lot, but hey, we don't know, we ride with it. Anyway, it's a delight to welcome to the show tonight, better late than never, the former WBO featherweight champion of the world, and a good one at that, Steve Robinson. Steve, are you there?
Sorry.
How are you, Steve? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, mate, yeah, mate, and you?
Steve, first of all, congratulations on pulling into the game. What your son Luke? I mean, he's boxing well, he's boxing confidently. How good is he, Steve?
Oh yeah, I think he's technically a good boxer. Like the other day, he hasn't got that much experience, but he is a really good, talented boxer, and he's got good, quick hands. And yeah, he's just coming on slowly, like, you know, each fight he gets better and better, like.
Now, he's only a baby as well, isn't he, Steve? As such, age-wise.
Yeah, he's only 21. He only turned 21 back in November. So yeah, he's maturing. And I can imagine, in about 2 years' time, he starts sitting on his punches a little bit more, and start stopping people as well, like. Spoken
like someone that's been there. Now, Steve, the way he's come into the game compared to the way you came into the game, they couldn't be more different, could they?
I know what you mean. Yeah, I know. I had a few losses early in my career. I wasn't really guided, like, so. Of course not. I'm trying to get a right fight for Luke, so he could just gradually build up and then go up in class. Then once he starts getting more wins under his belt.
So after about 4 years, you did 4 years as a pro. You got that call to go up at late notice up to the northeast to fight for the vacant title, as it was at that time, against John Davison. Now, there were so many myths and stories around at the time, Steve. Tell us the absolute truth. Were you working the night before in a warehouse and you made a mad dash up there by truck? Tell us the truth, Steve.
Well, what it was, I was working part-time in Debenhams store as a storeman, and when I had the phone call from my old trainer, Ronnie Rush,
yeah,
he said to me, there's a title fight for you in 2 days' time. I said, what kind of title? He said, oh, world title. I said, no, I won't be ready. He just talked me into it, and I thought, oh, he said to me, if I lose against a champion. But I thought to myself, I got a chance, I just go in there, pack my bags, and then I went up to Newcastle.
And then it just went...
The rest is history.
The rest is history, because then it just went absolutely crazy with that whole series of fights down in Cardiff against, really, guys that they thought they were going to beat you, all of them. Sean Murphy, Colin McMillan, Hodkinson, and even Freddie Cruz. These guys all arrived in Cardiff with big smiles on their faces, thinking it was going to be a romp. But you took care of them comfortably. You must have felt like a king, the king of Cardiff at that point, Steve.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I proved a lot of people wrong because they all thought I won a title as a fluke. And, even Barry McGuigan was saying, oh, he's going to lose against McMillan, he's going to be too sharp for me. Same with Hodgkinson, he's going to be too strong for me. But I just went in there, confident, I beat them all. It's nice,
Yeah. Steve, of all of those wins, the Hoko, Duke McKenzie, Colin McMillan, which one was the most satisfying for you personally?
That had to be when I beat Paul Hodgkinson. I think that was one of my best performances in my career.
Yeah, I think so.
He come to fight, and he's a good fighter. He was a WBC world champ one time, and and he was a good world champion as well.
Now,
when I beat him, I fought.
Now, you fought on for a lot of years when you finally lost the title to a Naz, and it was a brilliant performance by Naz that night. But, Steve, what was the low point in your career? Was it before you won the world title when you felt you maybe weren't going anywhere, or was it in maybe some of the fights afterwards? If there was a low point, Steve, which one of the fights was it?
I had a few lows. Actually, my career, I had a few lows, and even before I won the world title, I had a few losses on a trot, and then I thought, well, where to go,
Sure.
I thought myself, where was join the army or something, or do something. But I just kept on knuckling down and kept on. I got back with a few good wins, and I had a bit of a low when I lost against Nassim, but I come back. I come back and won European title.
So all in all, Steve, it's if you look back on it, I mean, I had to remind myself, I haven't seen so many of them. Looking back, it's just some staggering wins there, right? Staggering wins.
I know I had some good wins, man, under my belt. Yeah, I beat some good guys, and it proved that I was a good fighter.
Yeah, listen, you were more than a good fighter, Steve. You were a terrific champion. You had a great run. Steve, let me tell you something. If ever you and Luke are in town here and it's on a Monday or nearly on a Monday, you got an open invitation to come into the studio. I really mean that.
Oh, I'd love to do that, mate. Yeah, it'd be great, that would, yeah.
Steve, It's an open invite. Say hello to Luke, and it's been a pleasure getting you on the show. Sorry we missed you last week. Steve Robinson, thanks very much indeed. Before I move on, we don't actually have a live studio audience. We don't. We do it all ourselves here, but then you probably guessed that. Now,